Hey everybody, it's RGBs here, and right now we're just going to be continuing working on our storage shed, kind of a hub and crafting area for all my current base needs. I'm eventually, I might just build a sorting system eventually because these can get a little crazy and muddled, but to get me going, this will be a great little structure to just, keep things nice and organized and still have some shelter to it. It's going to be a well lit up area, so just kind of go ahead and immediately proceed because why not, right? So I'm a big fan of peaked roofs. I think that for the most part they look better. They don't let mobs spawn on them. Which is a really big deal for me because I don't really like it when I get a lot of mobs spawning on roofs and things like that. It looks weird. It's not particularly safe and all that. So I'm just kind of looking forward to it. So we're just gonna keep on plugging away here at these sections. There are a ton of different ways to add these things on the roofs, and I as much as I liked peaked roofs, I hate actually doing them. I think that they are so cumbersome to actually work with and to add on, and it's kind of ridiculous how much energy I put into it. But once the roof's on, the roof is on. And you never have to go back and really mess with it again. At least not on small, concise structures like this one, where you're really just trying to, get an effect, and it's going to serve a single purpose primarily. I'm not going to add on to it. There's not going to be a whole bunch of rooms added onto this structure, although I have done that type of thing in the past. I'm not doing that here. So we're just gonna do this with my old-fashioned method. Alright, like so. Good. Now, under normal circumstances, I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video, maybe it was in the live stream, the test live stream that I did last night. I usually like to do nether brick on roofs like this because nether brick it's not stone, so you don't have that problem of it constantly looking like stone, but also and mainly it doesn't catch fire. I don't have any kind of protection going on here. I don't have the ability to turn the fire off, and I haven't set up any kind of command block shenanigans. Now, before we get too far, let me just point out, okay, I use command blocks, but I like to be open about when I'm using them. So in this world, I have not used any cheats. I have not used any command blocks, but I will. And mainly because I really hate it when Endermen start moving around my blocks. It makes me angry. You put a lot of effort into placing things, and you get the area cultivated, and they move so many blocks over the course of how long you can have a server running that it's just ridiculous. And so I do fairly frequently set up a command block system to remove their ability to actually move blocks. They're technically moving blocks, but I don't want them to. I could take this thing, throw it up on the server really quick, turn off mob griefing if I wanted, and if you think about it, golly, no more creepers. At first you go, that's kind of good. If you turn off mob griefing for creepers, an interesting thing happens. You cannot have explosions that from creepers that will destroy your blocks. They'll hurt you, but not your blocks. And you might go, wow, that sounds great. But I don't think so. I mean, Minecraft is set up in such a way that if you die, it's not a big deal. I mean, at most, you're going to be losing XP. Maybe some items, things like that. However, if a creeper gets you, it's going to blow stuff up. Now, that can be a negative for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, reason it would be a negative is because, hey, it blew up some stuff that you were working on. And that can be a problem. It can blow up stuff that you were storing really important items in, and that is also a huge problem. And believe it or not, that problem, I can't add that there, can I? That problem is what makes creepers good. It's not that they come up behind you and blow things up. You are never, when confronted with a creeper, you are never worried about you and dying necessarily, outside of the XP you've collected. No, when a creeper comes up behind you and hisses, you immediately run away from any important structure that you built. I think it was the last regular video that I did. I was building on top of this thing, and there was creepers walking around the bottom, and I needed to get down there, and they weren't going to despawn by themselves, so I had to basically jump down and run away from this structure because I didn't want it to get destroyed. And that's what makes a creeper exciting. The fact that they are a complete and total threat to your stuff. And frankly, the game wouldn't be the same without that. Now, Enderman, I like that they move blocks. I do. I just wish it was only blocks that you had previously placed. Because when they're out there moving far afield, basically minding their own business, moving blocks willy-nilly that you've never even looked at, all you end up with is just like a potholed feel, and they almost become really like vermin. And that's not as fun to deal with, because you don't have a mechanism in Minecraft to easily, mind you, easily get rid of Enderman. And so I don't like how the current implementation of the Enderman function. I think that they should move certain blocks. I think that they should prioritize blocks that would be problematic. Wouldn't it be fun if they moved doors? I think that would be really kind of hilarious. If they focused on your roof, if they focused on your walls, just, I mean, heck, anything better than just grabbing random chunks of the world out there in this pretty beautiful vista, and then it just gets polluted. The whole landscape gets polluted by Endermen. So, as a way of mitigating against that, I do some command block shenanigans. Now, I'm trying really, really hard not to do that in this world, because the problem with command blocks is once you start using them and you can bounce between creative mode and survival mode whenever you want, this goes away. Literally, the importance of this structure goes away. Why do I need a storage unit? I can just pop into creative mode. Build this thing in creative if I want. I might run out of dark oak steps here, and I'm like, okay, well, then I'll have to go grow more trees. Do I have bone meal? Nope. It sucks the fun right out. It sucks the challenge out. Minecraft is a fascinating game in that there's no set way that you have to play it. The whole thing is a toy with many different settings, and the truth is, you don't have to play it in any specific way, which means you have to set rules for yourself. in order to have fun in this game, which is a really weird concept for a game. You have to have self-control in a game, and I don't know of too many games that do that from a design perspective, where yeah, you can have fun with it any way you want, but you really should be intelligent about it, because otherwise you're gonna suck the fun out. And again, I just really find that fascinating from a design perspective. So now I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this wooden floor up here. I'm really all about the roof. I wanted the roof, and I hate falling. I hate heights. It's bad enough that I get around these edges, but if I have to fall down in the middle of my own structure, that's not fun. Completely forgot these edges. So I just put in that top floor just because. Maybe I'll keep it, maybe I won't, maybe I'll hang lights from it. I don't know. But I'm just scared of heights. So, although Minecraft has been helping me overcome that fear of heights in video games. I'm still terrified, obviously, of heights in real life, because it's totally different. But in video games, less so. And really working behind the scenes on video games has helped me become a more comfortable player. I'm not as worried about falling and as dying because, developing games, your suspension of disbelief dies. You don't see video games as games anymore. You don't see them as real anymore. You just see them as, the mesh. And, are they actually turning this model, or is it just a bunch of different models? And in fact, as near as I can tell, they are different models. So like those stairs facing this way and those stairs facing this way are in fact different models, which is really kind of funny. But I mean, if you think about it, you have to store quite a bit less information per block if you're just calling them different blocks. Normally you'd have to be storing what? Position, rotation, and scale. Now, I'm pretty sure that they do scale because we see these things in items frames. And there is rotation, but they don't have to worry about storing that in the position of the chunk file because they're just storing an identification number or some kind of tagging information, which would probably mean they have to store quite a bit less per chunk, which, it's kind of fun to think about for me. Because any object in your scene is going to have a position, a rotation, and a scale. So if they're disregarding that and not even storing it in the value itself, or assuming it's 0, therefore disregarding it, that might work. I don't know. Depends on the framework that Notch set up when you first built this thing, I guess. I think we are basically done with the roof. Oh, that went blissfully fast. Blissfully fast. Alright. Boop. Tell me that worked. I think it worked. We'll find out later. Alright. Looks good. Now, you might think, hey, I'm going to put acacia wood up here, and I could. Maybe I will. But what I really like to do is put a contrasting color, something that lightens it up, and that's usually sandstone. But since I don't have a lot of sand that I feel like harvesting nearby, I'm going to use birch. Birch is just a temporary one. It's light. It's similar enough to the sand color that'll give me that contrasty goodness that I am looking for. However, unfortunately, I have no birch, and I could just randomly chop down a bunch of birch trees, but I really like leaving naturally generated trees alone if I can. I don't have super great reason why. I just feel like they look nicer. You know, it's really hard to get random feeling trees intentionally. Because there's so many factors that go into, you know, trees and why they grow, where they grow, and all that. So we're just gonna kind of let things grow where they will. Now, when I am gonna have to chop down trees, what I'd like to do, albeit don't always get to do, is I will leave the stump. And you know, I get a little less wood that way. Get a little less wood. But you know, it gives me an idea of what kind of tree to plant there at some point later when I'm going to go regrow all those trees. So, but obviously this is just for my use, so I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, time to sleep. Okay. We'll just let those break down. And I just need the regular old wood. Alright. Let's just see how this goes. Just chop these down. I'm so much farther ahead on my server. Just waiting for these slow tools to just do their job it's hard. You know, first world problems to be sure, but man, oh man, I get so tired of frankly how much time I end up spending during my day waiting for a slow tool that I know I could use. I could make go so much faster in another world. I mean, Minecraft is so big, you could just move spawn every time you felt like spawning a new world. You know, use your little command block things, or you know, creative privileges to move spawn. And all you have to do is keep on the honor system, and you never ever have to go back to the other place unless you really want to. You know, make it a journey, if you will. But unfortunately, most people don't want to do that, and I get it. I wouldn't either, but there are moments. There are definitely moments where I just kind of shake my head at Minecraft and go, am I seriously gonna do this from scratch again? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Definitely gonna need some more wood because we are out. Alright. And we're just going to collect all these. Pick up our drops. Here, here, and here. 3 ought to be good. 3 was enough last time, of course. We're out of bone meal. I must have some bone somewhere else. I'm sure of it. Potato farming is going well. I thought I got carrots on my last trip around the world. I'm worried I didn't. I could use it, I guess. Really worried I didn't. And that is a worry because I want bunnies. I should explain. I want bunnies because if I breed them and then kill them, there's a chance, albeit a small one, I can get a looting sword. And with a looting sword, seriously, that's all my bone meal? And with a looting sword, I can massively get, what am I saying? Not leather, but rabbit's feet. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for, rabbit's feet. Because I run out of food quick, and that's not good. So I'm looking to counter that with a little brewing action. Get potions of swiftness, so that I may have all the speed. I suppose I could do that with a beacon if I want, but you know, I want something more portable than that. Alright, so we'll just let you guys ruminate over there. Do I want to fill those with half flat? I might as well. What else am I going to do? It's what, 24? Shouldn't be enough, but it could be. Yeah, that's looking good. See? Look at that. Still need to do a little decorating, a little lighting on it, but it'll be a nice structure. There's a particular kind of motif I like with my structures. It's meditative, I guess is the word that I would use. It's nice to go in and build something that I am familiar with. I don't need it to be like super, you know, creative every time and super different. There's just certain stability things and just certain, oh, perfect, rote things that I do. Just, you know, I don't even think about it. I just build, and it's those first couple stages. And anytime you play a game a lot, there's those first couple stages you want, and that's kind of the logic behind this place. Believe it or not, there is a logic. And here's what it is. This structure forces me to go get stuff. So, for instance, I need a certain amount of cobblestone to build this. I need vines in order to build this. I need to get a lot of wood to get this going, so I need to make sure I have spruce. I like to have oak and birch, so that makes me sure I have my oak and my birch. Dark wood forms the frame for this structure, so I need dark wood. And acacia is my short-term wood here, which means that I do a lot of traveling. It means, you know, when I get into the areas where there's acacia, it means that I could get into an area where there's horses. And in fact, in this world, I do know where the horses are now. Now all I need is a saddle and a reason to go get a horse. You know, I have that marked in a previous video, which is why I record. So this structure represents a lot of work in terms of the design. I will have to accomplish a lot of steps just to get here. Even finishing the lighting here, which I normally like to do with redstone lamps, I have to go to the nether to do it. So it forces me to really push, to really go, to really advance. When I want to make it to the nether, I need obsidian. If I need obsidian, I need lava, and I need to usually go mining for that. If I want obsidian, I need to either have a whole bunch of buckets and go get lava and shape it in a mold system, or I need a diamond pick. Okay, if I need a diamond pick, I'm going to get diamonds and obsidian, so I might as well make a enchanting table. And if you're going to do any enchanting, you need a lot of books, and in order to eat, you need cows, and all that, right? So this is an engine of creation, right? This isn't like me being lazy. This is going, okay, in order to get a good start in the world, I need, you know, these items, and this is how I get it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't even know why I'm just running around right now, just running and talking. But yeah, it looks like this is overall in a pretty good position. I was going to come down here and get some oak planks. which I don't have. Do I have spruce planks? I have some spruce planks. Let's do some things. All right. Yeah. All right. La 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 la. Okay. So let's build our lookout platforms. Not bad. Here, here. And these just kind of allow me to go out and get a view, look around. I mean, there's a certain amount of appreciation. That's why people play Minecraft. And that's kind of what this little part's for. At some point in my larger structures, I'll build little windows so that I can just walk out onto the roof. But yeah, here, this is just all about style at this point. Okay, looks good. We will light this. Yep. Good. Here. For the show. Make that look better eventually. Let's see. Check our lighting levels. 6. Seriously? Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna have to light this pretty well. Okay, a little overkill. That's all right. You know what? I need to go sleep. Please don't have the monsters nearby. Oh, thank goodness. Alright. Go back up to bright. Turn this off. And we'll just finish up that little floor. I think that's where we're going to call it a day on this one. You know, this is probably the fastest that this structure has ever gone up. And that really just kind of boils down to the seed. This was a really good seed to start with. I did preview the seed just briefly. Like whenever I go in and preview a seed, I pretty much just load the world, spin around, and then sometimes I'll pop into creative, pillar up, just get a good lay of the land. And this one, it was cool. I think the biggest reason I went with this place over the few of the other seeds that I was previewing, this was really, I think, the first one of the ones I was previewing. It was a swamp nearby. I was like, great, I don't have to travel far for vines, and that's awesome. I ended up having to travel a little far for the acacia, but it was just so much easier, And I think the other thing that appealed to me was just there was caves down here as well as spruce. So this was just a really great area. Well, that's gonna call it, or that's gonna be I guess it. We're gonna call it for today. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe, or just hit like. Either way, it always helps. If you're watching, otherwise, this is just for me. I'm only really talking to you in case you're here and you're watching, because I don't really feel like setting all these to be private. Other than that, have yourselves a great day.